Grateful you could stay on. I am Pious Kojo Backah, and look now at our stories. It's been day 3 of the implementation of the agreed new rates for freight forwarders for the next 2 years. The new rates are in accordance with the Ghana Shippers Authority's Regulation 2012, that's L12190, which mandates the authority to negotiate charges of shipping service providers on behalf of shippers. Now, the rates were agreed upon after a series of negotiations with the Committee of Freight Forwarders Association representing the freight forwarders. Let's get a better understanding of what went into this new rate and how that is going to enhance competition at the ports. Joining me on Zoom now is President or Vice President of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Paul Mensah, who signed on behalf of the freight forwarders. Paul, grateful you could join me on the marketplace. Today is day 3 of the implementation of the rates. What has been the level of compliance with this new rate?
Somebody have to give something to somebody.
All right, thank you very much. And good afternoon to you, your panelists, listeners, viewers, and colleague freight forwarders. Happy New Year. And let me thank you for this opportunity. Today being day 3, as you know, has been the business day of the new year. And so there's not been any reaction so far from members, but we hope that all members are going to adhere to the tenets of the new tariff.
So give us a breakdown of what this entails and how it will work.
All right. The tariff review came about as a result of the Shippers Authority's mandate to negotiate all the rates and the charges in the ports, including freight forwarders. I want to put on record that since 2016, we have not been able to review our tariff because of obviously a lot of reasons that are coming up, and also trying to still see how best we can manage and reduce the cost of doing business at the port. So obviously, a time came that it has to be reviewed. The significance of this review is to protect the shipper, from exploit. Since the rate has been there for long, since 2016 has not been reviewed, the rates were low. And so the tendency of members exploiting traders by using their own rates or obviously quoting certain rates that are not justified was possible. And that's why the need came that we need to review and then protect the shipper and also keep all members in tune to acceptable rates for use.
Now, Paul, there are concerns that the new rates are expected to increase import duty at the ports right now. Now, we also know that there is an increase in VAT there. How is that going to happen?
The new rates are just a ceiling that our members are not supposed to charge beyond. So, which means that they are liberty to charge below. And obviously, it is competition. So, it has nothing to do with increasing cost of business at the port. The port itself has a lot of charges, as you know, for duty purposes, for shipping line charges, port charges, other stakeholders, FDA, GSA, veterinary, agriculture. So all these things come into the total cost of doing business at the port. Those charges for the other stakeholders are difficult to negotiate. They become fixed and you cannot do anything about it. But that of freight forwarders are negotiable, so flexible that sometimes, even as I speak to you now, some shippers are still paying the old rates, but still work is going on. So ours has nothing to do at all with the increasing cost of doing business at the port.
So how will this rate enhance trade competition at the ports compared to other neighboring ports?
Okay, so what we're trying to do is that we're just trying to help our members to up their game, increase their capacity, and offer the best services. And also educate the shippers, the importing community and manufacturers that it is best to look for professionals who have been trained, who have the experience, who can offer the best services. And then if you're able to approach them, if you're able to negotiate with them, they will accept whatever agreement both of you do or make, and then the best service is given to you. We don't want our members and others that we don't know or we don't have in our books exploit the process and exploit the business community. That is why we are giving this ceiling to guard everybody as the charges are concerned and also to protect the shipper.
Paul, finally, before I let go of you, Christmas is over. How would you describe the business activity there?
Well, during the Christmas activities, I tell you, the volume was very low. I'm sure you know about the inflation that hit us in November, and also the way the dollar and the CD, struggled, plus the fuel price increases, obviously affected all sectors of the economy, where importers also felt same and were not able to import that much volume. And so, trust you me, business during the Christmas was very low. And we hope that it bounces back this year.
How are you going to make up the loss?
Well, business has to do with profit loss and breaking even. So when you lose, you try to re-strategize to break even. If we're able to make profits, that is of course that's what we all yearn to make. We need to get profit, and in getting profit, you cannot just exploit somebody just to make profit, but then you should work within certain requirements, certain rules and regulations. But it's our hope that as the dollar and CD are having good terms and fuel price going down, we also hope that inflation will also come to a appreciable rate so that importers can do their businesses and then we're able to survive.
Grateful Paul Mensah is the Vice President of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, who signed on behalf of the freight forwarders in relation to the new rate there. Grateful Paul. Now, away from that, more oil marketing firms are expected to adjust prices of petroleum products at the pumps from today. The move is coming after GOIL, which is the market leader, reduced the price of diesel and petrol by 8% per litre. Here is more in the following reports.
For many people that are following the fuel marketing space, it will rather be by what margin will the other major oil companies adjust prices rather than just any reduction that they would be looking out for. Some have described the review by market leader GOIL as significant, while others have also questioned the move, insisting that it's not enough. Looking at the fact that the adjustment in prices lately is not just about complying with a 2-week review, but also competition, many will be looking to see how Shell, Total, and Allied will also review prices at the pumps. These adjustments have been very competitive in recent times, following reports that consumption have been dropping in the last quarter of 2022 as a result of the recent sharp adjustment in prices of petroleum products.
Moving on, the Bank of Ghana is stepping up support for commercial banks as it moves to deal with dollar demand for businesses. This is what we have picked up from some bank treasuries. There's more in the following Business Desk reports.
The support is coming after what some have described little activity on the market in terms of Bank of Ghana supply to the market. The action by the regulator is coming at a time that dollar demand has increased significantly, driven largely by demand coming from businesses. It is not clear for now what has fueled this pickup that has slowed the substantial gains that had been recorded over the past 3 weeks. Some have argued that if the Bank of Ghana should step up its dollar support for the markets, then the current pressure that we are witnessing could be brought under control. Others have also argued that with Ghana expected to reach an IMF deal with a board approval in the first quarter of 2023, analysts are projecting that the Ghana cedi could strengthen further, again in value to the US dollar.
You're still watching Marketplace with me, Pious Kojo Backah. We are pausing for some break. When we return, we've got more for you. Please stay. Hello, welcome back. This is still the Marketplace with me, Pious Kojo Backah. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority has stated that it will continue with its distress exercises as part of measures to improve revenue collection for the state. The assurance comes after the authority embarked on a number of exercises during the festive season to enforce VAT compliance. Let's get on Zoom and speak to Joseph Annan, who is the head of Enforcement Unit, Accra Central GRA, for more. Joseph, grateful you could join us on the marketplace. Now, we saw the GRA embark on a number of distress exercises last year, which of course I was part, as a move to improve VAT collection. How would you assess the entire exercise?
Yes, thank you. And thank you to all your listeners. Yes, it's been very successful. But you know, we embarked on this project with other compliance tools, not only the test purchase. We're also doing invoice invigilation alongside, and there were some other tools that other units within the GRA were also using. And together, it was really successful. We started in September, and then through to December, we saw a rise in our collection, monthly collection.
Now, during the exercise, we noticed that the GRA faced some challenges at some shopping malls and query sites where dogs were unleashed, for example, at the query sites. Now, tell us what has the GRA basically has been doing in terms of prosecution with such cases.
Yes, for the dog issue, we had been at the police. We've lodged a complaint, and the police are carrying out their investigations. The manager of the query site was invited. He's also given his version of the story, and the police is currently investigating the matter.
And those that you invited to the GRA office, have they been complying?
Yeah, very much so. They are complying. We have raised our assessments. All of them have paid. And currently the CID is putting together a docket. And once that is done, it will forward it to our legal unit for possible prosecution.
Now, Mr. Annan, we are aware that the GRA introduced the electronic VAT invoicing in the latter part of last year, and there are some resistance due to lack of education. How was that situation resolved?
Yes, like you rightly said, there were earlier resistance. And for that reason, we had to embark on enforcing compliance. And that was what took us to China Mall, Palace, Game, and then Regal. They were initially dragging their feet, but finally we got all of the places that we went to, and we enforced. They all finally got their systems hooked onto our system.
Now, the authority has indicated that it will intensify investigation or invigilation in the hospitality and tourism sector during the festive season. How did that go as well?
Yeah, I believe you were with us through that journey. And it was successful. It went very well. And let me also say that my unit is not the only unit that embarked on this project. We also had some other units doing monitoring of the events that took place in December, especially beyond the year of return, and other programs that were run during the month of December. So ours was just one of such tools or set programs that we were running as GRA to shore up our collection for the month of December.
All right. So in all of these, would you say that it will help to kind of complement government's efforts in achieving this revenue target for the year?
Come again, please.
I'm asking that in all of these operations you are carrying out, how would that in a way complement your quest to achieve the revenue target?
Yes, ours is to mobilize revenue for government. So once these tools are yielding positive results, we hope to carry it on and into this very year. And this year, we are even going to do more of said programs.
And you're optimistic of meeting your revenue target? Let's say for the first quarter? Yeah.
Yes, the early days yet, but we wait to see what will happen.
All right. Thank you very much, Joseph Annan, who is the head of Enforcement Unit, Accra Central Ghana Revenue Authority. We've got Money Lab for you.
Hi there, and welcome to Money Lab. In our previous episode, we looked at inflation and how inflation can affect your investment. Today, we will learn about Ponzi schemes and why you must avoid them. Ponzi schemes are investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. Ponzi schemes are named after Charles Ponzi. In the 1920s, Charles Ponzi promised investors a 50% return within a few months for what he claimed was an investment in international mail coupon. Now, does that modus operandi sound familiar? Ponzi schemes organizers promise a very high return with little or no risk. Instead, they use funds received from new participants to pay earlier participants. Before you participate in any investment scheme, ensure the scheme is registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission by checking on the Securities and Exchange Commission's website. Thank you for joining us on Money Lab today. See you again next time.
And that's all in this package by way of Marketplace with me, Pious Kojo Backah. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business, and you can see the stories on your portal. The Bank of Ghana steps up efforts to support the commercial banks as demand increases, and also CD's performance inflation negatively impact GSE, that's Ghana Stock Exchange, in 2022 last quarter. All right, so that's it for the program. Grateful serving you. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.